Be sure to watch Keep It Social anytime, any place, on any of your social channels. I just tweeted. Can you hear it? That's next on Keep It Social. What's up, y'all? I'm Paris, and this is Keep It Social. Since Twitter's inception, to tweet has meant to post text messages up to 140 and now 280 characters long on the social platform. But now that definition is changing, as Twitter enables a voice feature that allows you to dictate your tweet. The option is currently only available for iPhone, so sorry Android users, that's one less thing that you can do. And you're gonna just have to wait. But not everyone is happy about the move, and some claim it discriminates against disabled users. So to talk more about this, I'm joined by my darling co-host, Terrence. What's up, Terrence? How are you?
I'm well. How are you today, Paris?
I'm good, thank you. And Terrence, we have with us today Paige Luskin, who's a tech and internet culture reporter for Business Insider, and she joins us from New York. Hi, Paige. How are you doing?
Hey, guys. Thanks so much for having me. I'm happy to be here.
Absolutely. We're happy to have you. So, Paige, let's just ask a really simple question. Were Twitter users actually asking for this? Did they even need this new feature?
I honestly don't know if it was a very much asked feature. I think it's something that took a lot of people by surprise. They didn't really see it coming, but I just think it's part of, Twitter's entire goal just to try to expand its offerings. They added videos, they added photos, they added, you click GIFs and links. So I guess audio was the one kind of thing that was left for them to go to.
For me, I think, although I didn't see this huge outcry for, voice memos on Twitter or voice dictation, I can see where it makes sense just because Twitter is such a platform that is based on conversations. You know what I mean? It's a conversation platform. And so for me, it made complete sense when they released the feature. Now, I agree that there are some things that, probably need to be reworked, but I understand the viewpoint of bringing in that feature and allowing people to, like I said, just have a conversation in their own voice and really just, share that with their followers.
Mm-hmm. For sure. I mean, live tweeting's a thing when people, really want to go on a rant or they really just want to say what's happening in front of them. So audio makes sense for that. It's easier, to get out what you're feeling, put out your emotions, through your voice instead of putting it through text.
I was telling you, one of the first voice tweets that I saw was from Cardi B. And of course, she got on there and she was like, hello, who's listening? What is this? And I think that's kind of what everyone's first voice tweet is. It's just is this working? Is anyone listening to me? And so then I guess I'm wondering, what are the voice tweets going to look like from then on? Is it just going to be all of us literally putting out test runs? Are we going to be saying things back and forth? What are we going to be saying and who's going to be listening?
It's a good question. Who knows how it's actually going to be used? I do think that it's designed, for people, at live events like protests, that could be a super useful feature. For musicians and artists and podcasters, share snippets or sneak peeks of their audio. There's also the downsides, it could be used for people to curse or people to hurl abusive language at people. I mean, that is a problem that's already on Twitter, just over text. So it could be something that happens in audio too.
Mm-hmm.
Right. I mean, it's definitely a double-edged sword. And I think that's the point. That's also a point of the feature, right? We have this new tool where we can speak into it, but it doesn't necessarily provide the same accessibility for, all users, right? Especially people who have different abilities hearing or speaking. What's your take on them, releasing this feature and getting it out, but not necessarily considering a wider range of users and how this may affect them?
Yeah, well, I mean, it's since come out that, a software engineer kind of took to Twitter and was like, hey, we actually don't have, a dedicated team towards accessibility features. So it kind of seems like, they released this tool and they didn't really consider, who wouldn't be able to use it. I think it's worth noting that when you use photos or videos in your tweets, you have the option to add, captions or add descriptions for those who, have trouble seeing, but it's not a requirement. But Twitter has, since said, apologize, we're going to try to make it work. But they really didn't think about people who are deaf, people who are hard of hearing. And that's unfortunate. And, they've already been called out and criticized for that. And it's not like, there's a lot of other platforms that have captioning, Facebook videos have captioning, YouTube is captioning, even Snapchat Discover, they all have options. So it should be something that's in Twitter's wheelhouse for them to add, or, should have added from the beginning.
Mm-hmm. And you mentioned, Paige, that of course people might get on there and say offensive things, etc. And so I guess that also raises the question about who's going to be moderating this content, and what do we think might happen if someone does say something that's going to be out of left field. The thing about Twitter right now is you can scroll and anyone can see anything. And of course they have that feature where you can hide videos or content that is offensive. People can request for tweets to be deleted and stuff like that. Do you think that this content is going to have to be moderated in the same way, or are there going to be some other nuances that Twitter will have to take into consideration?
Twitter has been, often criticized for not moderating adequately. I know that there's a lot of users who are women, who are people of color, who are part of the LGBT community, who say that they've gotten death threats and rape threats and, abusive language, and that Twitter, isn't meeting them. So of course, I think it's only a natural tendency that that's going to happen, over audio too. And Twitter especially, they're definitely much smaller than, a Facebook or an Instagram, but they only have around 1,500 people on their moderation team. And that's very, very low compared to Facebook's 15,000. So I think that, they will have an issue, and it's just something that they're going to have to try to maybe change to. Maybe that's, relying more on AI, which, can also be a problem. But I just think that they're going to continue to have to work on that and, pay attention to that. And if I had to guess, I think that, they're only going to learn after something already happens. That is how it tends to work in Silicon Valley. So,
yeah. So I got to ask both of you, are you going to use this? Are you going to be Cardi B asking if anyone can hear you?
Well, I don't know about Paige, but I actually have an iPhone, and the feature doesn't even show up on my Twitter app. So I don't know if, they just don't want me to use it, or if my voice just is not soothing enough for the Twitter atmosphere. But I actually don't even have the capability. So I haven't been able to use it.
Yeah, I also don't have it. And, maybe they're deciding, hey, these people, they would use the audio for too much good. So that we just...
I got to tell you that I do have it. And I've been having a lot of fun with it. And I'll tell you, I did tweet. I should try to do a voice tweet. And I'd love to
show us, because we clearly don't have it.
55 people have already listened to it. What's up? I hope everybody is doing well. This is your friend.
Fancy.
Nobody, I don't know why anybody's listening to this, but somebody did tell me. I was like, let us know what you'd like to see on the show. There you go. Take care. Someone did comment and say that it sounded smooth. So thank you.
Shout out to you.
You did listen to it. So there you go.
Paige, thank you so much. Hopefully we can get that working for both you and Terrence soon.
You guys will be the first to know. I'll make sure to send you guys directly my first audio tweet. So thanks so much for having me. I really appreciate it.
Likewise. Take care. Well, that's it for us. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to any of our social channels. And hey, maybe you should leave us a voice tweet too. We'll see you next time. And until then, what should they do, Terrence?
Social distance and keep it social.